And now it's my pleasure to introduce today's speaker, a dedicated leader, mentor, and advocate for health equity, Dr. Corey Alexander. He is a former two-sport collegiate athlete, a U.S. Army National Guard soldier, and a transformational healthcare executive who blends operational excellence with a deep commitment to people and purpose. In his role with DaVita Kidney Care, Dr. Alexander oversees multiple dialysis centers in New York City, ensuring clinical quality, regulatory compliance, and a culture rooted in compassion. A 2018 graduate of WGU's MBA program, he holds a doctorate in leadership and professional practice and is also the founder of College Bound Athletics, a nonprofit that mentors student athletes and champions their academic and personal success. A TEDx speaker and advocate for diversity, inclusion, and mentorship, Dr. Alexander draws on his background in sports and service to inspire teamwork, resilience, and a shared mission. He represents WGU with distinction as part of our alumni community. Please join me in giving a warm welcome to Dr. Corey Alexander. Please welcome him to the podium.
Good afternoon, graduates, faculty, family, and friends. It's an absolute honor to stand here today as a proud alumnus of Western Governors University. To the class of 2025, you did it. Congratulations. First, a special thanks to President Scott Pulsifer, the Board of Trustees, and the rest of the WGU leadership. Thank you to the university faculty and staff, and thank you so much to the WGU Alumni Network that welcomed us into a legacy of excellence and allowed me to speak with you today. Graduates, look around you. Every single face here represents persistence, sacrifice, and grit. This isn't just another ceremony. This is a battlefield of champions, and today we claim victory together. Stop for a moment. Take a deep breath. Feel this exact second, because right now, this is the moment you'll tell your kids about, your grandkids, and your friends. This is the day that we stopped dreaming about someday and started living it. Now, I have to admit I practiced this speech in front of my mirror, my family, and once completely on accident while unmuted on Zoom during a meeting. Shout out to the poor souls who witnessed that gem. I hope they enjoyed the passionate monologue about perseverance and caffeine dependency. Being here and celebrating with all of you takes me back to 2017 and into 2018 when I earned my MBA from WGU. I was working at the largest healthcare corporation in the country, building my own companies, and leading a small but growing nonprofit, all while scrambling to finish my capstone project. But I remember the exact moment I finished my final course. There was no parade, there was no confetti, just a screen that read, completed. I stared at that screen for a solid minute. Then I laughed, hysterically. Then I cried, hysterically. Then I took a nap, in that order. I honestly believe that global economics would have been the death of me. At one point, I had a textbook in one hand, a cup of coffee in another, a YouTube video explaining what GDP was. It was the multitasking Olympics, and I was going for gold. You couldn't stop me. Let's see a show of hands. Seriously, okay? Real quick, hands up. Who was working full-time while at WGU? Again, who had a kid or two or three climbing on their back during a live proctored exam? It happens. This is my favorite. Who submitted an assessment, walked away, and then forgot what day it was? Exactly. WGU students are a different breed. How many of you thought at least once that you wouldn't make it here? Thank you. Thank you for being honest. Do you see? Every single one of us had doubts, but we are here because we never gave up. What each of you has achieved is impressive, but the person who earned it, that is the real success story. You became more focused, more capable, and more resourceful. You didn't just earn your degree, you redefined who you are. You are not just graduates. You are proof that discipline beats excuses, that resilience beats obstacles, and that dreams, when fueled by relentless action, becomes reality. I am here today to talk to you about what comes next, though. What do you do with this degree? And what you do with this degree is the real story and where it begins. Going forward, you will face new challenges, encounter new opportunities, and discover new versions of yourself. I believe a few key principles can help guide you on that journey. First, be proud, but stay humble. Humility will get you further than any title. As C.S. Lewis said, humility is not thinking less of yourself, but thinking of yourself less. After years of building a career as a leader in healthcare with Hospital Corporation of America, leading one of the country's largest minority-owned mental health firms as chief operating officer, and founding a nonprofit focused on youth development and athletic success and achievement, I decided to go back to school for my doctorate in leadership and professional practice. It's crazy, right? I was so used to being the one in charge, the one that people came to for answers. But in that program, focused on leading people and organizations, I had to become a student again. I had to sit in a virtual classroom. There was this global event called the pandemic going on. You might recall that. I had to listen to professors and accept feedback and input from people younger, older, with less experience, and with different backgrounds in leadership than me. It was a humbling experience, but it was a profound one. It reminded me that learning is a lifelong journey and that true leadership is rooted in the willingness to be a student. It's not about having all the answers. It's about having the humility to keep asking questions. A wonderful example of this is right here in this graduating class. The youngest graduate here is 17. 17! I was focused on getting my driver's license at 17, let alone graduating college. Our most senior graduate is in their 60s. The wise counsel and depth of life that you can bring into a program is unmatched. And it's not because of age, but because of experience. It is a beautiful thing. Some of you have come from near, some from far, Alaska, if I'm not mistaken. Not age, nor distance, or time has stopped any of you from accomplishing your goals. And for that, I give you a round of applause. But this journey isn't just about you. My grandfather once told me something that has stuck with me to this day. He said, "Son, it's not about you. It's about who you're doing it for." See, I took offense to that because I like it when things are about me. As I get older, I understood what he meant by that. Someone watched your journey. Someone knows what you've accomplished, and someone somewhere will be impacted by the way that you change the world. Today, this is about you. But tomorrow, it's about what you will do with this new knowledge. So, it's not only about you. Second, say yes before you're ready. Growth happens when you're uncomfortable. You won't always feel ready. Do it anyway. As a soldier in the Army National Guard, I have had the honor of serving my country, my state, and meeting some of the most amazing, inspirational, and impactful people in the entire world. In the service, I had a friend who was preparing for one of the most nerve-wracking days of his life, jump day. He was about to leap out of a C-130 aircraft and into the drop zone below. So, the plane climbs into altitude. His heart's racing. He's nervous, but ready. His heart's pounding. The jump master gives the command, "Stand in the door." He shuffles forward, light turns on green, he feels a sharp tap on his shoulder, "Go." And just like that, he's out the door. The static line, it does its job. but something's wrong. His main chute fails to deploy. A total malfunction. He's plummeting towards Earth. It opens, but he's still dropping too quickly, and then thud, impact. Soldier meet ground. He's shaken, dizzy, nauseous. But before he can fully process what just happened, the medic and his commanding officer are there checking on him, making sure he's not broken. And then without hesitation, his leader walks over to him, grabs him, pulls him over and says, "We're going to the next aircraft. You're going again." That leader knew if my friend didn't jump again right away, fear might win. And if fear wins once, it can keep winning. My friend wasn't always ready. He had just stared down a level of danger that most of us will never know. But he climbed back into that plane and he jumped again. This story stayed with me not because it's really about parachutes. It's about life. Sometimes we aren't ready. Sometimes the first attempt ends in a hard landing. But growth doesn't happen by staying in the safe zone. It happens when we step off the ledge, when we trust our training, lean on our preparation, and have the courage to try one more time. For me, that lesson has carried me into every chapter of my life. Whether it was taking on a role managing $100 million on a P&L in a Fortune 200 company, or launching a nonprofit from scratch, the greatest opportunities came when I was willing to jump, even if I wasn't fully ready. And that's what I want to leave you with today. You don't grow by waiting until everything feels safe. You grow by jumping anyway. Third, help someone else. The best leaders lift others as they climb. Extend the ladder. Be the mentor you wish you had. I ran track and played football for the University of Tennessee. Throughout my athletic journey, I had the honor to play for many outstanding coaches, and I was inspired to contribute to the growth and success of athletes who followed in my footsteps. That led me to build a company focused on the athletic journey. As the founder and executive director of Collegiate Athletics, I've had the privilege of mentoring student athletes and guiding them through the often overwhelming process in the world of recruiting and scholarships. What started as an idea became a mission. In the early days, I went from school to school, knocking on doors, asking high school coaches, who has potential? Who's the underdog? Who just needs someone to believe in them? I built a database of those athletes and carried it across the country, putting their names in front of college coaches who would otherwise not ever know that they existed. 11 years later, that mission has grown from knocking on doors to opening doors. Today, College-Bound Athletics has helped more than 400 athletes and their parents earn more than $91 million in scholarships. More than 50 have gone on to play professionally. But what inspires me the most isn't just what they have achieved on the field. It's watching them thrive in their careers, their communities, and in their lives. Their success is not only a reflection of their talent and determination, it's proof of what's possible when someone has a mentor who believes in them and is willing to fight for their future. I hope you never forget the support system that helped you. I'm not just talking about the amazing WGU faculty who pushed you to submit version 3, 7, 9 of that paper. I'm talking about the friends who brought over dinner and watched your kids while you were studying, and the family members who brought you coffee and heartfelt reminders that you've got this. And now I challenge you to be that person for someone else. Your new degree isn't just a key to your own future. It's a tool you can use to unlock the potential in someone else. Now the real test begins. Now that you have your degree, the big question is, what will you do with it? Because the world needs more leaders like you. People who know how to get up when life knocks them down. People who lead with empathy, courage, and yes, exceptional Excel skills. And people who know that success isn't guaranteed, but it's earned. And finally, keep moving. Life doesn't unfold in neat little steps. It's messy, wild, and full of detours. But the key is to keep going, keep growing, and keep learning. You're not just walking across this stage today, you are stepping into the next version of yourself. So class of 2025, go build something. Go break something and then rebuild it better. Go lead, go learn, go grow, and for goodness sakes, go take a real nap. You earned that too. Congratulations, graduates. Now go write a story worth reading. Go Night Owls.